How we react to a situation has the power to change the situation. This is what experts says. Friends, majority of the time we react in a negative way. That's why we actually tends to have negative emotions. So today we are going to discuss on how we can actually change the reaction so that we can change the situation. So the study says we human beings are normally take decisions based on negative information rather than positive data. You start analyzing your life. Whenever any situation happens, majority of the time, what kind of response you are making, what kind of reaction you are taking, majority of the time it will be a negative one. For example, I'll tell you with a small example. There was a guy named Raj. Raj was very good at his studies during his school days, and he was a rank holder during his college days. And after the graduation, he got into some government job and he was very happy, he was living happily. One day, when he was coming out from a supermarket, he saw one of his old schoolmate was actually getting into a BMW car and driving the BMW car. So Raj got surprised and Raj got even disappointed also, because the guy who was driving BMW was not good at studies at all. And he was one of the backbench student, he was very poor at studies. And now he is driving a BMW and Raj is still struggling with a scooter. So Raj started thinking about himself. Raj started getting disappointed. That even actually led to a small kind of depression. So Raj started thinking, what actually had happened in my life? I was very good at studies, I did all my hard work, and still I am struggling to meet my both the ends. So this actually affected his life. This started affecting his performance at his office. Even his boss one day warned him about his performance. Later, after some days, when he was coming out from another supermarket, he saw the same BMW was actually coming and parking nearby him, and his friend was coming out from the BMW, and he went and opened the back door of the car, and the real owner of the car came out. Now Raj became happy because he understood the friend was actually a driver. He was not the real owner of the BMW. Now the depression started coming down and even his happiness started going up. Now what had happened here? The situation was almost similar both the times, but one situation he found actually it's in a negative way, because that's the kind of information he fed it. And the second time he saw the reality and he got happy, and he was happy that he's in a better position than his friend, right? So friends, basically whenever we find or we meet a situation, there are three processes happens. One, the situation, and according to situation we interpret. So whatever information which we have already fed in our mind, according to that we interpret it, and accordingly there is a reaction get formed, right? We take the reaction according to the interpretation, right? So friends, we actually have the power to change the situation, right? So our happiness is all depends on the reaction what we take. So whenever we go through a situation, we actually tend to take a negative interpretation, right? That's what most of the time human beings tend to do it, because it's a habit which we formed from the society. Now it's a time for us to learn how we can change the reaction, right? So when we change the reaction, even the situation itself we can change it and we can live happily, right? So what we need to do is, whenever this situation comes, just see what is the kind of interpretation you are getting in your mind, right? And if you are getting an interpretation in negative way, take a pause. Take a pause. Immediately don't take any reaction. Just take a pause and take a break from the situation and start thinking opposite of that. Start finding out some positive things from the situation. Then start taking a reaction. Right? For example, in Raj's case, when he saw his friend first time getting into a BMW and driving the car, he interpreted that he is the real owner of the car, right? So when he is the real owner, what happened? The Raj started comparing his life. So instead of that, he would have interpreted in such a way that, oh, at least my friend is in a good position, right? And if my friend can get into that position, or if the friend can be much better than me, I also have the capacity to improve myself, right? So if he would have actually converted that interpretation into a positive way, he could have actually lived happily, he could have performed better, and even he could have achieved much better in his life, right? So friends, whenever we find any situation, what we need to understand is, if the interpretation is in a negative way, make sure that you take a pause and convert those interpretation to positive one. Find out some positive thing from that and react accordingly, so that we can actually live happily. So our happiness is our responsibility. Whenever you meet a situation, you interpret into a positive one and take reaction accordingly. Friends, if you really want to learn more about thoughts, how to convert thoughts, how to generate more positive thoughts, how to take these thoughts into action, I want to invite you all to my masterclass, Thought to Action. It's a 2-hour free masterclass. So the link to register for the masterclass is there in the description. Click on the link and register for the masterclass. Let us meet at the masterclass. And also, if you're watching me first time on this channel, please click on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, comment in the comment box what is your key takeaway from this video. So thank you very much. Wishing you all a very happy and successful life.